everybody. Welcome to Proverbs Home. I am so glad that you could be here today. Today we are having a Q&A, and I already wrote the questions down, and we're going to get into that and talk about these. And if you want to share in the comments, if you go on my Proverbs Home, you click on my picture and you go on my Proverbs Home, you will find all my older videos on there. You just got to scroll through them. I am going to sit and make a playlist for all of the videos. I just haven't had the time to do that, but I will. For those who are interested in watching some of my older videos, I want to say thank you to everybody who takes the time to watch my videos. It is a blessing. I just have to say that it's a blessing because our YouTube channels, we do all thanks to our subscribers, our friends, our family, those who support us, those who watch our videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's go on ahead and let's start with the first question. What are your favorite parts of staying home? What are my least favorite parts of staying home? Okay, I am a homebody. I wasn't always a homebody. I wasn't. I was always on the go, especially when I lived alone. You know, I got up in the morning. I always made sure my house was nice and clean, went to work, came home, was out at a friend's house. We were out doing stuff or, you know, activities with my singles ministry at church and doing different things. But the older I've gotten, and I am married, I like being home with my husband. I like being in my home. I enjoy my home. Now, what's the least favorite thing? I would say in the summertime, if I'm sick. If I'm sick and I cannot go out in the yard, if I'm sick and I can't go somewhere, that's my least favorite thing. Not being able to go anywhere when I'm sick or I have a cold or something like that and I have to stay home. Because I do like going out in the spring and the summer when it's beautiful out. I just like being out and I like going on excursions with my husband. That's something we really enjoy. But my favorite place, we love being home. I love being home. It's cozy, it's comfortable. I like being in my home. So that's one of my favorite things. What are your favorite and least favorite chores? Okay, my favorite chores, I would say, is keeping my kitchen clean. That's one of my favorite. Now, I have to keep the bathrooms clean and the kitchen. Those two things have to be clean all the time. I don't like a dirty bathroom. I don't like a kitchen that's in disarray all day long. So if I see dishes in the sink and I happen to be home, I go on ahead and I wash them up and I put them up. Sometimes I don't put them away. I just put them in the dish rack and they sit there and they dry. But I make sure there's no dishes in the sink. But I like at night when the kitchen is clean, everything's wiped down and in its place. It's just a really good feeling. My least favorite chores is cleaning the toilet bowl. I like for the bathrooms to be clean, but that's my least favorite. But it has to be done. Just has to. Once it's done, it feels great. And cleaning out the fridge. Those two things are my least favorite, but those two things have to be done quite often, especially when you're going to buy groceries and then you have to, you know, put them back in your fridge. So just going through the fridge and emptying out things and emptying out bottles of drinks nobody's drinking and that kind of stuff, that's not my favorite. But I do like a clean home. I like my home to be at least in order and neat. You know, I mean, I have a lot of stuff in this craft room, you know, I have books, I have all that, but I just make sure everything is in order and it's just not chaotic all the time. Okay. Do you put anything on in the background when you clean, cook, etc.? Yes, I do. I like to play either music or I like to listen to somebody's video, podcast, things like that. Like one time, it was during the holidays. I was cleaning the home and doing stuff, and I was just playing over and over again Tessie's videos, just watching each of them. You know, I do that. I like it. It's so much fun, especially all the Christmas ones. I just get so inspired with those. So I do that. Then there's another channel. It's called Homemaking Radio. And if you have not stopped to listen to Homemaking Radio, you are probably missing out because that is I love her podcasts that she puts on. They're just great. I like to clean or write or do whatever I'm doing and just listen to her. Sometimes they go for like an hour. So that's enough time if I'm cleaning or if I am writing that I could be listening to something. Some of her views, some people differ on, but a lot of them are about how to be a homemaker, how to take care of ourselves and dress up and feel good about ourselves and enjoy our home. I love her channel and it's called Homemaking Radio. So you may want to look her up if you're interested in something like that. Do you get dressed or stay in PJs all day? That's a no-no. I get dressed every day. I don't stay in PJs. When I get out of bed, I'll have maybe some tea and I change my clothes. I get dressed for when I work, so I'm always dressed for work. But during the day, I make sure that I'm dressed because you never know who's going to come to the door. If I have to leave really quick, an emergency or something like that, it's important to be dressed. You don't want to be caught in your pajamas at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I think that's not good. I think it's important that we feel good about ourselves and that we dress up. Now, if it's a weekend, maybe Saturday morning and we're having breakfast, but usually that doesn't happen. I usually change and I put on house clothes, a house dress, jeans or whatever, but I get dressed and I tie my shoes because I think that gets you going. I think when you put your shoes on and your socks, it gets you going to do some things that you need to do. And if you have to go to the mailbox or you have to run outside, you're dressed for it. Or if somebody comes to the door. So no, I don't believe in staying in the pajamas. We're living in a time where even the clothes, when you go to buy clothes, some of the clothes look like pajamas. And then you go to the pajama section and some of the pajamas look like clothes that you wear out. And I think that as homemakers, we should feel good about ourselves. It doesn't mean we have to be like dressed up in ball gowns or anything, but just dress your best when you're home. Feel good about yourself, whether it's a nice t-shirt with a little scarf and a small pair of earrings and your hair's up. You don't even have to wear makeup. Just feeling good about yourself, refreshing yourself, really feels good about going through your day, feeling like if somebody comes to the door, not only for anybody, for you, most of all for yourself. Okay, so just feeling good. Now, I have my days I don't feel good and I don't feel like doing this and I don't feel like doing that. That comes to all of us. We all feel that way. But I think for the most part, even when I'm sick, I'll go on ahead and, if I'm real sick, I'll still keep my pajamas on, but I'll put a different shirt on or a clean shirt or something like that. So that's just my opinion. Okay, let's go to the next one. What is your favorite way to relax? My favorite way to relax is I like drinking my tea, my iced tea. I love iced tea or my tea, reading a good book, watching my videos in the evening, catching up with my my podcast or the videos and just relaxing, shutting the noise out, reading, writing. That's my favorite way to relax. Yes, I like going on vacation and stuff, but being home can make you feel very relaxed. You don't always have to go on vacation to feel relaxed. You can do that right at home with a good book, coffee, having just nice music on, and having your, one thing I noticed that when my husband and I have been going into like the fast food restaurants, they have this, and look, to each his own, everybody has a different genre of music. The older you get, you start listening to different kind of music because you're older. But sometimes we go in these restaurants, we can't hear ourselves think. We can't. So it's nice when you come home and you can put something on that's just soothing and relaxing, classical, just calming. You can look up a homemaking music, that they have for homemakers, and while you're homemaking and listen to some nice music. So I think that's great. And this is the last one. What are your strong and weak points when it comes to homemaking? My strong points is when I set myself out to do something, I'm going to get it done. If I set myself out to declutter my craft room, I'm going to declutter it. If I set myself out to clean my pantry out, I'm going to clean my pantry out. I think those are my good points. When I set myself out and I really, really take charge and say, I'm going to do this, I get it done. My weak points are sometimes I put too much on myself. When I don't need to do that, I put way too much. Are you like that sometimes? Put too much on ourselves and then we got 10 things to do and we can't do them all. And then we're stressed out because we basically put ourselves in that situation by overdoing it when we shouldn't overdo it, when we should do one thing at a time. And sometimes I do that and then I get really stressed because I can't complete it all. So I have learned to say no. I have learned when I've had to say no. I was asked to do something this year. I was going to do something this year. I'll just say that. I was going to do something this year. And I can't do it. I had to say no. I can't do it right now. Right now we have too much on our plate, things we're already going to do for homemaking and other things I want to do for my husband and for our home. And got some projects going, I got some projects going, I got publishing going, and I was putting all this stuff on my plate, and then I finally said, okay, no, I can't. I gotta wait in God, and sometimes we do that. We think that we wear this superhero badge the more busier we are, but honestly, we're not helping anybody when we're worn out and tired, and then we're not enjoying what we're doing. So I think that's one of my weakest points, is wanting to do everything and only being able to do some of it. And we don't always have to do what we see somebody else do. Sometimes we may want to and say, well, I would love to do that, but doesn't mean we have to or we should. So that's it. That's my Q&A for today. I hope you have a great day and a great night, and I'll talk to everyone in the next video. Mom, if you're watching, I love you. God bless everyone else, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.